All right. Coming up today, we talk Christmas gifts, that is. Plus, we've got your weekly tech news. Apple Watch jumps Rolex, and we find out what's on Matt's mind. Let's go.
Bandwidth Boys Podcast.
Is it too late now to say sorry? 'Cause I'm missing more than just your body. Oh.
We talk about stuff, tech stuff.
I'm not sure how that fit in with the Christmas theme, but I'm going to find out. We'll ask him. Welcome to another episode of Bandwidth Boys Podcast. I am Greg.
I am Matt.
And I am Connolly. And the reason for that song is that we're trying to attract a new audience with Justin Bieber music.
Oh, okay. All right. It's a demographic thing. It wasn't necessarily a holiday theme. All right.
The audience we want.
That's the Bieber. Well, that's the one that brings us money. But that's the Bieber, the Beebster, the JB.
Believe me, I know. I traveled across the state and probably heard that and the 3 other songs off of his album more times than I can imagine.
I looked at Matt and there was no reaction, so he didn't know who that was. So.
Oh, I'm in the Beeb corner right now. It's okay. It sounds like a pretty good album, actually.
Should we jump into the news?
Let's go. What's going on, tech world?
What's going on in tech world?
Well, when you think luxury watches, you usually think Rolex, Tag Heuer, Richemont. I don't even know the second one. How do you say that? Somebody fill me in. How do you say that word?
Tag Heuer.
So I was close. All right. I'm so out of that movie. I don't even know what that name is. Anyway, let's add the Apple Watch to that list, shall we? According to the analytics from NetBase, the Apple Watch and Rolex rank 13th and 14th, respectively, in online chatter. Now there's an analytic that not a lot of salespeople were using, 20 years ago. We're looking for a certain number of online chatter. And maybe it'll sell. I don't know. If you take only the luxury watch chatter into account, the Apple Watch surpassed the Rolex conversation. Don't worry. This report also stated that luxury watch buyers are very loyal to their brand. Rolex scored an 85 on brand loyalty, while Apple scored the converse 58.
Oh, my favorite brand and my favorite story of the week. Microsoft is saying goodbye to 15 gigs of OneDrive storage. We know that last year they made news.
I was waving goodbye.
Yep.
We know that last year they made news when they said they would offer unlimited storage to anyone who signed up for Microsoft 365. That obviously changed when they reduced unlimited to 15 gigs. Well, that's now being reduced even more. You'll be able to get 5 gigs of OneDrive storage for free. Go Microsoft.
2 for you, Matt. More Microsoft news this week. This time, maybe it's a little better news. Reports say that Microsoft will be acquiring London-based company SwiftKey for an estimated $250 million. That's right. You heard it right, $250 million. Sources close to TechCrunch say that the deal is definitely going through, and an announcement is imminent. The company has been trying to sell their product for a few months now. SwiftKey's keyboard is now on more than 500 million Android and iOS devices.
Well, beam a signal, Scotty. If you follow Google a lot, you've probably already heard of Project Loon. If not, I unfortunately am in the if not category right now, but this will be exciting for me. The idea behind the Project Loon is to provide LTE service to rural areas using balloons. I have heard of this. Fast forward to now, we introduce Project Skybender. The idea is to provide data to rural areas, but faster. How fast? How about 40 times faster than LTE? Not only will it be faster, but it's delivered through the new technology known as millimeter wave radio. I love everything about this. According to The Guardian, who first broke the story, millimeter wave technology has a long way to go until it's ready for prime time. On the downsides of its range is limited compared to LTE. Wow, big stuff.
The president wants to send more money to schools for tech. President Obama announced a plan that seeks to give all kids, especially girls and minorities, a chance to learn computer science. The price tag? $4 billion. Wow, that's a lot.
That's only a couple pennies.
The 3-year initiative titled Computer Science for All would give states money to train teachers, equip classrooms, and develop new classroom materials. In President Obama's weekly address over the weekend, he said that 9 out of 10 parents want tech taught in schools. The president also says currently only a quarter of K through 12 children are getting this tech curriculum. Some 22 states don't allow tech
Just
courses
keep reading the
to
story. Keep reading the story.
allow tech courses to count towards a diploma. What?
And that's a wrap on what's going on. Man, to live in one of those 22 states must just suck.
just don't allow it. 22 states out of 50.
That's
Yeah.
almost half.
Like you take a typing course, doesn't count. Doesn't count towards your graduation. Gives you great life skills, but doesn't count towards you graduating from high school. That's just craziness.
What on earth are we trying to achieve here?
I wonder
Right.
why.
I don't know. Well, it takes a long time for the system to catch up. I mean, we see it in government and in education. It just takes so long to catch up with technology and how fast it moves, and laws don't pass quick enough. I mean, you talk about it every week about encryption. It's the same concept. No one really. It just hit us so fast that we haven't gotten to that level that we should. And looking at it, it just sounds absurd. But things take a while in the law, in my humble opinion. I'm not backing them because I think it's stupid.
Well, you
But I'm-
said that as your opening statement, so that,
All right,
oh
so
boy, that's a big number. Wow. Okay.
I figured this week,
Oh, sorry.
you know, I was going to go through a whole show not yelling at you, being happy, not getting into an argument with you, and that's how you treat me.
I've had a lot of day.
So I figure it's the start of February, and we're over Christmas. You're kind of in the February month. Christmas is out the door. You've been through January. You played around with your Christmas gifts, and so now we can kind of give listeners and viewers at home a little quick review on kind of our Christmas gifts of what we got. So just a quick reminder of what we all got. So for Christmas, I got these really good Sony noise-canceling headphones. And then wasn't a Christmas gift, but I like to consider a Christmas gift. We bought an Apple TV for our house. Matt, what'd you get for Christmas? Nothing. Okay,
What
great.
did I get for Christmas?
It wasn't a diamond ring, I can tell you that much.
Whoa.
What did you get for Christmas? I mean, I know you got a rock. I know the rock was very special for you, Greg.
Yeah, that's
Bought
right.
a black puck known as
Apple TV.
Apple TV.
I
So,
did. Mhm.
do you remember what you got for Christmas now? I know it was a month ago.
I got a lot of I got a lot of non-tech related things. But I did go Anchor crazy and bought about a half dozen Anchor
There you go.
battery banks.
See? There you
I guess
go.
That counts.
That counts. And you bought this little contraption here.
Oh yeah, the worst thing ever made.
See, I'm just saying. So we've had time around Christmas time to get all these new new tech gadgets, play around with it, and so I figure we spend about 10 minutes kind of talking about the different things that we have. So I'm going to start off with my headphones that I have on, just because I can and I will. So, oh, wow. I turned the noise canceling on and it's so much louder. Hello.
It's
So,
an odd thing about it. You turn noise canceling, you're canceling the noise, and it gets louder.
Right. But unlike so here's a backstory. If you've listened to the show before, you know that I hate the Bose company because my headphones that I rarely used broke. Bose said, we'll take $100 off, but we're still going to charge you about $200 for a new model, blah, blah, blah. So I said, no. And so my wife knew that I was in the shopping world for headphones, and so for Christmas she surprised me with these Sony headphones, and I think they were about $140, $150, somewhere around there, because they're noise canceling. So here's my little tech review on the headsets. One, it sounds good. It sounds pretty good. Two, even when the noise canceling is off, there's still sound coming through. So one of the downsides to me for Bose is when it was broken, it was all broken. Like, it passed no audio through. Whether there was noise canceling on, off, it doesn't matter. If that switch or your noise canceling doesn't work, all the audio stops on the Bose. If the noise canceling breaks, then you still have audio. And it sounds pretty good. Not the best, but it sounds pretty good. So, that's number 2. So it was cheaper than the Bose. It sounds pretty good. My downside with these headphones is the noise canceling part sucks.
So one of the
key things to this headphone is noise canceling, and it sucks. I must say the thing that Bose got right was the noise canceling. But with these Sony headphones, when I'm outside and it's windy, the wind comes right through. It's like it cuts out a weird frequency that the wind is so loud you can't hear the music.
Yeah.
So you turn the noise canceling off and then you can hear the music and no wind.
That's weird.
So it's like this weird frequency in which it cuts off that the wind comes through, or on the bus, if the door opens and then it shuts real fast, there's a wind, and I can hear that. I'm like, all right, well, someone walked out the bus. So I would say that's the downside. So these pairs, if you don't buy the noise canceling, retails for about $95. So I'd save the extra $60, not get the noise canceling, because they sound good. They're really good headphones. I like the way they sound. They're not too bassy like the Bose ones are.
Yeah.
So.
Or the Beats.
Or the Beats. So on a good a buy, no buy, I'd say don't buy the noise canceling one. Save the money, buy the non-noise canceling ones, and they sound good. And for $95, you can't go wrong. I mean, for most things that people use their headphones for, if you like over-the-ear headphones, it's a pretty decent one to buy.
Yeah, I think right around the $100 mark seems to be the place where most of the big companies live. It's the sweet spot for selling it to people who are interested in having really good sound.
Right.
Because most of the reviews, I was looking for in-ear, but it was right around the same price. It was just dawdling around somewhere between $75 and $125, where most of the headphones, whether they were over the ear or in the ear, were the reviews were pretty good.
Because once you go up to the $300 range and above, if you're not mixing for film or you're not a sound engineer, you're just wasting some money, I think.
Or the amount of disposable income is just relative to that, and that just feels like the right amount to spend. It's one of the two. You're right. You're either a mixologist or you just
cash flow.
Yeah.
All right.
Either way, have fun with them.
There you go. So those are my Sony. I don't even know what model they are. Sony noise canceling something model.
They're usually MD something if they're Sony, right? Yeah. I don't remember. Anyway.
But around the $99 mark for the noise canceling, I'm all about it. I'm not going to say the noise canceling doesn't work, because it does pretty well on the bus, but it's just weird that it's a weird frequency, just from the doors opening and whatnot.
Yeah, it's funny. I guess I've never in wearing headphones while traveling, commuting, when I'm not driving, of course. I've never found it bothersome with an over-the-ear enough that I ever even considered buying noise cancelers. But people say it's good. I guess if you fly a lot, you just want all the noise out.
Right, and then the bus. Here's the thing of why I wanted noise canceling. When I used to live in my old apartment, I'd have to ride the bus with students. And Monday morning, the girls talk. And they talk a lot. And let's just say I don't want to know what happened over the weekend, because sometimes they were very open with their friends on the bus when you really shouldn't be that open. And I didn't want to hear that. So that's why I wanted to buy noise-canceling headphones. The noise canceling doesn't work quite well because I can still hear people talking on the bus.
All right.
I mean, it's a different group of people, so the conversations aren't about drinking on Saturday night and what they did, but still, I can hear people talking. So I just had to turn my Justin Bieber louder.
Oh, yeah.
Well, all right. Do you want to talk about your...
Well, I just thought of something else I bought myself in January.
Thank goodness.
Good. You had time.
A universal remote. They still make those?
Well, not the old school ones.
Oh.
Like a Logitech Harmony.
Oh, is that the touchscreen one?
I didn't get a touchscreen one because I didn't really feel like spending $250 on a remote.
Well, that's a first for you.
But I think it's a Logitech 650, so it's like $100, $80.
Yeah.
And it's activity based instead of device based, right? So you build an activity through your computer, and then
an activity is like what would an example of an activity?
So an activity is like watch TV. or watch a movie or
Oh.
listen to the radio or watch Roku or something.
So it will do a bunch of things at once, like
Yeah.
send.
Yeah, exactly. So you build a program like I want to watch TV, and then you tell it what devices are needed for TV, and then you tell it like which one controls the channel, which one controls the sound. And then when you go to watch TV, you just hit watch TV, and then it turns everything on or off if you already had stuff on, and then it will reconfigure the buttons to go to whatever device that particular button needs to go to. So it's pretty nice,
Yeah.
handy, and it works.
Is it Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, or just the RF
Just line of sight,
line of sight?
which sucks on the Roku.
IR, I guess.
Because I was used to the Roku remote where you can,
Be anywhere.
but now you have to point it at it, which kind of sucks. But I guess that's a lot to
So you
ask.
have your universal remote that turns on the TV, but then you have to get your Apple TV remote.
No, it'll control that.
But weren't you raving about the Apple TV remote?
Well, yeah, but this does it. Don't worry about it. Don't ask. Don't ask stupid
Don't
questions.
ask logical questions there, all right?
Yeah, but yeah, I recommend everyone gets one because it saves you a lot of headache and it saves you a lot of remote space on your coffee table.
Okay. $100. Logitech what?
Harmony. There's a whole Harmony line, anywhere from $50 to $250.
And you didn't spend $250 for the touchscreen.
No, I thought that was a bit much
All right.
for a remote control.
Well,
maybe that's just me though. But
okay.
the 250 one has a hub, which you can then control from your phone. So then basically your phone becomes your remote control wherever you are in the house, which is cool for some people, but I don't care for once.
That's a shocker.
I know,
It
right?
is. It is.
Shocking.
All right, Greg, why don't you kick us off on the Apple TV disc? I think we're all in the same boat in the sense of you got to spend the money to buy the Apple TV. Like, it's a good product.
I think it's
yeah,
great product.
That's a shocker that we all agree, especially this one.
You're welcome. But kick us off, Greg, on why you bought it and what you like about it. Because I think we all like the Apple TV for very different reasons. But there are three really good reasons to buy the Apple TV versus a Roku or a Chromecast or a Roku stick or something like that. So
Yeah, we can kind of branch off and discuss a little bit of that if you want to. I think, well, for one thing, the reason I wanted to buy it, and I've been thinking about it for quite some time, is that I am, like many of us are, in a bit of a tweener stage as transferring into an app-based world from a channel-based, and I kind of got off the boat and stayed off the boat with doing a bunch of recordings and HDR stuff that I just did DVR rather stuff at home and didn't.
like you take HDR.
What? What are you talking about? Yeah.
Talking about?
No, I meant DVR. I got out of I just never went there particularly. I had some of that gear for a while and didn't care about it all that much. So what I mean is appointment TV is slipping away. There's a few things. Well, with Matt, it's The Bachelor, and
When I come home.
Right. You come home at 9 o'clock at night.
We watch it on Hulu.
Oh.
All right. Well, that's very progressive. But that's what I'm talking about. It's really happening. It's sort of been the buzz for a couple of years, but I think now it's really starting to turn over, and I'm now turning over with it. So, in buying the Apple TV, because I have really a pretty much all Apple house,
Good.
that the things talk very well together. But for $150, that thing does a lot of work.
Man.
I think that is a really good price for what that thing does, and I've been amazed at how the interface has been so easy to work with, and how really, with a few hiccups here and there with networks that aren't quite ready to jump on board, and I'll save my one of the apps as my rant for tonight a little later, but anyway, I think I was amazed. We were just talking a little bit before we got going on the show, is that I was setting up. I hadn't ever AirPlayed from my phone, because really the main reason I wanted to stop using my work computer, my laptop, as the base for just plugging in HDMI into the television.
Right.
I wanted to stop doing that.
That's so 2012.
HDMI.
HDMI.
Well, Coincidentally, that's the year my computer was built.
There you go. See?
Yeah. But anyway, that was my main, really the number one reason was to get off of that, because we found we were watching so much programming off the computer rather than searching for it on the channels, that we might as well find a better interface and one that's not getting so hot like my computer was doing that work. So anyhow, love that. Love the AirPlay. It took a little while for the AirPlay to kind of catch, I've noticed. I'm getting used to the feel for how long it takes everything with your wireless network and everything to sort of come together. But once it does, it rocks. And the mirror thing even works pretty well, and it looks darn good.
It looks just as good as plugging in your HDMI cable into your TV.
Yep. Yeah.
I think the hardest part for AirPlay for me is finding out which apps and how to get the video started to AirPlay. There are some apps that I use on my phone that you have to play on the iPad, make sure it's playing, and then you can AirPlay it over to the TV, because if it's not playing before the iPad, before you AirPlay it, then it gets all confused and whatnot. So figuring out that Matt doesn't have this problem. But for me,
I bet Matt knows a little bit, being more of an app developer himself, that the developers are probably as all over the road as the consumers are, trying to sort of catch up with the people that are really making the crazy good apps and try to make theirs work well and have them be affordable, huh?
Yes.
many words.
Yeah, I kind of got lost on that question, but yeah, that's.
Well, I must have said too many words.
That was two. You got to stick to 2 words, Greg. 2-word questions. What's up?
Why some app work better than other, Matt?
He understood that question. He's ready to answer.
Yeah, I mean, I think it all comes down with everything. It's just how much they want it to work. If they really want it to work, they'll pour resources into it and make it work. But if it's like, oh, we should do this, but we really don't want it,
right?
It shows.
You know what's funny is there are some channels or apps on the app, not on the Apple TV, but on the iPad. But you can easily AirPlay it over, and the interface is just like it's meant to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It just blows my mind as to why it's on the iPad and not on the Apple TV. I'm talking about Amazon. Amazon Prime Video is not on the Apple TV channel selector. Total app on the iPad. You click the play button, you AirPlay it over, and then you get controls on the iPad to stop, fast forward, and whatnot.
That's right. We live on the West Coast, and if you're a sports fan, our Pac-12 network and is one of those apps that's exactly the same way. Which is why I was AirPlaying it tonight, because you can't find it on the Apple TV.
Matt,
but it's weird that they would have it developed already for one application, and then I know that it's monetary relationships with Apple and whatnot. I'm sure it's contractual stuff, but
I do enjoy the Time Warner app. If you can play on the iPad and you can AirPlay it, no problem. As soon as you flip on mirroring, it says HDMI blocked.
Huh.
I go, okay. I guess I won't mirror this because I never intended to mirror it.
Yeah, and I think the great thing with that is that that doesn't stop you from watching it, right? You just find a different way.
Yeah, just find a different way to get it on my TV.
Yeah, so from Time Warner's point of view, they're like, well, if we block this, people will stop doing it.
Nope.
Just find a different
figure
way.
out a different way.
Yeah. Don't give in.
Matt, you've been with Apple TV for a while, right? You've had it. I mean, Apple TV for me is very new. Greg, is this your first Apple TV experience?
Absolutely, yeah.
But you've been with previous versions of Apple TV, right?
Yeah.
How was I know that when Apple TV first came out, one of the downsides was the user interface and how it looked and how it worked. And so, how is that with this new Apple TV release in September? Is that when they released this new one?
Yeah.
Or in the summer or something like that, right? It's a pretty new user interface.
Yeah.
And to new users like Greg and I, it just works. It looks beautiful. It functions properly. It's pretty cool. I don't use Siri. Some people do. But, I mean, Siri, download this. Oh, I can't do that right now. Like, I don't know what the hell you're good for. But, I mean, I don't think it was like that in the earlier versions of Apple TV, and Apple took a long time to get to this point with this device.
Yeah, definitely. The first Apple TV, I wouldn't say it didn't work, but it wasn't.
It didn't work. You can say it didn't work.
It worked. For what it was at that time, it worked.
Right.
When it was new, it was great. But things evolve, like Roku's evolved, and Apple TV really didn't follow. I think, I mean, I equate it to if you look at the first iPhone and the first iOS release, that compared to now,
Right.
it got better. And I think for a while, Apple was kind of waiting it out to see where's this going, and then they realized that it wasn't going anywhere, and that they had to just do it themselves. But yeah, the first Apple TV airplane stuff and mirroring was great, so that was a big functionality. Other than that, I mean, there are a few channels because it wasn't the App Store it is now, but
Right.
it worked. It just wasn't the all-in-one thing it is now, I think.
It's funny. We owned a Chromecast and we owned a Roku stick, which failed, which led me to the Apple TV.
And failed in the best way.
Oh, the damn remote broke. I couldn't. Oh, anyway. Thanks for bringing up bad memories.
No problem.
I don't know where my thought process was going. Anyone know?
Chromecast, Roku.
You own a Chromecast. You own
Chromecast, and we own a Roku 3 in my room, and so I feel like I've done the OTT devices to my TV, and out of everything I've used, the Apple TV just works and looks good. And I go upstairs to my Roku 3, I pop up, the PBS app or something. It's not the same experience. It's just weird. I mean, it's the same programming, it's the same content, but how it's presented on the Roku is just so clunky and old to me now compared to the way it's presented on the Apple TV. And to me, the content looks a lot better on the Apple TV than it does on the Roku.
That's the area I think they've got nailed. Because I even had to do a clunky style use of an app that was just built into the smart TV, the handful of apps that were available there. Oh my gosh. I mean, you're just waiting. You're waiting for it to load, and it's testing your connection speed and all this crazy stuff as if it needs to be done. I mean, there's a short landline coming out of a high-speed internet. You don't need to check the connection speed. Please just begin the show. This is not necessary.
I'll show you how fast it is.
Yeah, it was just a painful experience after having a little bit of time working with Apple TV.
So,
I don't know why smart TVs are so bad.
Oh.
But I feel like I've never used a smart TV that was fun to use.
Nope.
And I don't know if it's, they cheap out on the components to do that or what, but it's just
terrible.
Yeah, it's not usable half the time.
No.
Yeah, but look, there are only how many developers that have really developed anything worth using in this conversation? It's at max like 3. And none of those are the developers that developed the stuff, as far as I know, that went into some of those earlier smart TVs. Or any of them.
I mean, you think about it, even the current smart TVs suck.
Yeah.
I mean, even the new ones that are released now, they're just terrible. You think you take notes from Roku, and there are some companies who signed on with Roku and are now making Roku smart TVs, and I don't know how those act. But, I mean, you think there are people out there who have done it, who have been successful. Why not copy that?
Yeah.
To put it on your TV, and I don't know, people just seem to want to do it, and I'm sure
probably is a step away.
Right.
You're right. You're actually pointing out what I think will be the next step, is that the developers who are developing the good set tops will in fact get into bed with the television producers, or the whatever you want to call them, monitors, whatever they are now. And then it'll probably work. It'll just be integrated in a chip that is Apple TV, or a chip that is Roku or something like that. But for right now, you got to have the set top, because they're so much better than whatever it is they're building into those crazy things.
Yeah, and it's just so confusing because you look at like a Windows stick, how small it is and how compact it already is. Why can't you just put one of those in a TV panel and use that? Like, it just blows my mind every time I have to use one.
There's probably somebody right now in some factory that is putting one of those things in, but it's in an $8,000 television that neither of us or none of us are going to purchase right away.
Well, I mean, once we get sponsorship for the show, we'll be right there buying that $8,000.
That's fine.
And we'll pass it around to each of us. You get it for a week. You get it for a week. I get it for a week.
Okay. It'll be about the time that I'm getting my internet from a balloon.
Right. Exactly. With Skybender. So, all right. So, in a nutshell, Sony headphones, don't get the noise canceling, save the money on it,
Mhm.
and just get the regular 99, or, stay in the $90 to $110 range for any headphone you buy. Doesn't matter whichever one. That's kind of the best ballpark to stay at. Noise canceling, if you want it, I'd probably go with Bose, but you know my feelings about Bose.
Now.
Now, Logitech remote,
Yep.
$100. And then we all agree the Apple TV, a must buy if you're trying to go into the cord cutting world. Eventually the content will get there and you'll be able to buy and purchase the channels and subscriptions and whatnot. But until then, just steal off your parents or your auntie or your uncle who doesn't understand this whole world and just steal their login. But I'll happily say to steal it. But I think all in all, you got to get an Apple TV. You just got to get one.
It's the future of television.
Okay.
Even if you're still paying for the subscription, it's still a much nicer interface to work with, and it has other things in it that you don't have on your cable subscription. So go for it anyway. Pay for both.
It's a no-brainer if you have an Apple product on you. It might be a little, if you're on the fence, if you have no Apple products on you, no iPhone, no iPad, no Mac, then, maybe going with a Roku could make sense. But, I mean, if you have any Mac product, any of them, iPad, iPhone, tablet, computer, you just have to get the Apple TV.
And if you don't, go buy an iPad and then buy an Apple TV.
There you go.
Yeah, those two are paired very, very nicely together.
It's the whole ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
That's mine.
So first I want to start off with an update to some advice we gave previously. And that was, I think Jeremy asked about external audio on a DSLR and audio devices that you may buy in order to do that better and well.
Right.
And one of the recommendations I made was for the Tascam recorder. I think it's a DR60 Mark II. Don't buy it. Nope. It's awful. It sucks. Battery. How many of these do we have?
Oh my God.
I'm out.
That's pretty good.
Sucks. It's slow. We can't get phantom power to work correctly.
Oh,
I just don't understand it.
in theory, it was such a good product.
And the form factor is great.
Yeah, you connect it to the bottom of the DSLR. Like, everything is in this unit. You can plug in your headphones. You can monitor it without going into deep, deep menus. You can control from the outside of it just with a few knobs, volume control. Like, it just made sense. Technically and theoretically, it made sense.
Oh, yeah, it just looked like the ultimate DSLR tariff beater.
Right. And it was made by it's made by Tascam. Like, it's a known good company.
Right.
Maybe I got a lemon.
Well,
I don't know.
maybe we don't know how to use it.
No, it's not that.
Okay, good. So, Jeremy, we apologize. Matt apologizes for the bad advice. We'll put it all on Matt's shoulders there.
But buy a Zoom.
But buy a Zoom.
2 batteries last you all day instead of 4
Oh my God,
lasting you an
the
hour.
battery on this thing is just atrocious.
And Zoom gives you a power adapter,
For free,
which Tascam makes you buy separately.
$30.
So
You're
Hit
just-
one of those buzzers again, just for that.
Oh wait, wrong one.
No.
Now I'm airplane. I almost airplayed that.
Thank you.
My wife is watching.
just take over the TV. You don't need this.
You need sound effects. That's what you need.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I have a quick what's on my mind.
Thank goodness.
It's about Mr. Tom Wheeler. Everyone knows Tom Wheeler. I talk about
I
him
love
a lot.
Tommy. Tommy, can you hear me?
FCC chairman.
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone see his announcement over the week? I always like asking because I know the answer's going to probably be.
Right. The answer is always no from us.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, he announced his next thing he's going after since
thank
net
God.
neutrality is all but solved.
I hope he's going after the cable companies that he used to run.
Oh, he's going after
Oh,
the cable
baby.
companies.
Oh, baby.
Campaign is called #UnlockTheBox.
Unlock the box, baby.
And the idea is to allow any manufacturer to create a cable box that can access any pay TV service. So the idea being that you can go into a store and buy a cable box, take it home, and then activate it with your cable company, and you don't have to rent one every single month or lease one every single month.
Mm-hmm.
Who's
And-
watching cable?
Well, Don't worry about it.
A lot of people are watching cable.
Don't worry about that.
Anyway, the reason this excites me is because now, if this happens, literally TV could be built into your Apple TV. The Apple TV could be your cable box, and you would plug your cable into your Apple TV, and your Apple TV would have everything it needs to tune, and you could just watch TV on your Apple TV.
That would be a lot of money, though, for Apple to pay.
Well, I think they would.
That's a lot of deals to make with different cables.
No, but all they would have to make is a deal with Comcast or whoever, because you would still have a cable subscription. It would just go through whatever device you want. So you would still be paying your cable bill, which kind of sucks. But
Yeah, but if you don't have Comcast, and you're stuck on more like in our area, we have no Comcast. They strike a deal with Comcast, and we got nothing.
yeah, but then they could just sign a deal with Time Warner.
That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I like the idea
There's two.
of unlocking the box.
There's two.
To what?
Time Warner and Comcast.
No, there's a bunch of others. There's Frontier. There's Verizon.
And Google Fiber.
I'm just
Not in this
saying.
video.
I like the idea of Wheeler.
Okay, well.
I'm a little weary.
Okay, well. Another thing.
It's another interim solution. That's what it is.
Right.
While the changes take place in our delivery system, but it's a way for somebody to make money in the meantime.
Jump on the freaking bandwagon content, people. Just jump on it.
But
You know what? Follow the role of PBS. We give it away. Free. Just watch it. Turn it on, watch it.
But don't forget to support your local PBS station.
Right. But even if you don't, just watch it. Just go ahead. Watch it.
But Wheeler did say something that was interesting when cable companies came back and obviously weren't happy about it. And they were asking,
Shocking.
like what.
Where am I going to get my money from? That's what they probably asked.
And then the Wheeler basically said back to them, well, you can start competing against each other.
Whoa.
And that was the first time I had ever heard those words spoken.
Wait, so you mean to get rid of monopolies?
Yeah.
Like to battle each other?
For once.
Wow.
What a novel thought, right?
Wheeler, who would have known he would have stood up and said, hey, it's enough.
I'm going to be honest, I really hope his health is okay and he's not just trying to do all this stuff because he knows his time is limited. But he's on the right track.
Oh, man.
On Matt's mind.
Good old FCC.
FCC.
I haven't said that in a few years.
Years.
Yeah.
Years. Huh? Wow.
So fellas, baby got back. Baby got back.
All right. Baby back up.
Crowdfund. Let's do it.
Crowdfunding time. All right. So I picked this product. Never mind. Matt's going to show you a video.
That was the best intro.
Right.
You got a Kickstarter this week, huh?
Yes. We're heading to Kickstarter. Good old Kickstarter this week. The product is a clock. It's a clock you put on the side of your bed. You hang on the wall. It tells you, well, I'll let the video share what it is. How about that?
It's called the Wolo.
It's called the Wolo. Take a listen.
If you knew exactly when you were going to leave the world, what would you
What?
do? Would you spend more time with your loved ones? Would you go out now and do the things you've always wanted to accomplish? Somehow, when
Where's
you
he
know
looking?
when your life is about to end,
At
you
someone.
suddenly gain clarity and you have the wisdom to choose to do the things that make you truly happy.
Introducing Wolo Life, the first clock in the world that constantly reminds you of the importance of time. Simply set the date and time, enter your date of birth, and enter your country's average life expectancy provided to you in the instructions manual, and the clock will automatically do all the work for you. It also has a second function that allows you to keep track and look forward to 3 important dates, such as events, deadlines, or any occasions. Just simply enter the date of the event, and you are set. The clock will
That's it.
deduct the day when it reaches 12 a.m. Hang this on your wall, put it beside your bed or on your work desk, and it will remind you to never, ever procrastinate again and live life to your fullest potential.
Oh, boy.
Wolo is inspired by Psalm 90:12.
Oh,
So teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom. We need your help to fund this campaign, to make Wolo Life possible, so that we can share with everyone in the world how to never miss out the good things in life ever again. WOLO. Stop procrastinating. Start living.
So I figured the video would be better than me explaining it.
No question about that.
I loved both of your reactions because they were very similar, but in case you couldn't follow the video, for some odd reason, it's a clock that you set next to your bed or you mount on the wall. As soon as you get it, you put in your age, you put in the average age, and I guess it explains in the manual how to figure out the average age of your area, and then it counts down to your death. It shows you in hours, days, minutes when you're going to die. The idea is so that you take advantage of every second you are on the earth.
I have a question.
Either one of you, jump in.
I have a question. This is probably a dumb question.
No dumb question. Only dumb people. Remember that.
Am I missing something? Does
No.
WOLO stand for something, or is that just the name?
I think that's just the name. I think they're just WOLO.
I kept waiting for them to have this great acronym.
No, I think it's just
Like
WOLO.
Is it like YOLO? But they didn't want to use YOLO, so they took
No,
WOLO?
I think the company is just called YOLO. WOLO.
Oh, maybe I'm getting caught up on the wrong thing.
You are. So let me know your thoughts. I mean, you guys got tons of them.
Why would I spend money on this?
So that you could plan and live your life and know exactly when you're going to die. And so you don't waste any time on Earth. Every day, you're making an important day. Because there's this thing that tells you
You're running out of
you're
seconds.
running out of time.
Do you put in like life events, like major illness or something like that, so it adjusts for your death or something? If you, it's just a guess.
Yeah, it's just a guess. And it only tells you in seconds. Sorry, it doesn't tell you in hours, days, or whatever. It tells you
Right. Can you imagine how disappointed you'd be if you were, you just expected sort of an average of 80 years or so, and you just knew you weren't going to make it, and you're looking at the clock, just going, what did I do to deserve this? This clock tells me I've got like 25 years left, and I'm done. What's that about?
The WOLO says I should be alive till 80.
I know.
Come on.
If you live past the average life expectancy, you
probably
start
get a-
counting up.
You get a second free one. Congratulations. Here's another WOLO.
I hope it counts up to remind you that you're on borrowed time.
You're right.
And any day now.
You know
You're
what?
using that guy's time who didn't make it to 72 is what you're doing. We've stored it up a little for you, and you can have some of his.
You know what is most shocking about this is how many people have supported it.
I agree.
113 backers. They have raised so far
What, 24,000?
$24,000, just under $25,000. Their goal is $30,000. They got 6 days to do it. But to get to the $25,000 level, holy cow! I guess people want a clock that tells you when you're going to die.
There's something about this that concerns me about just the investment in this. The clock just seems like a conduit to raising money.
Right.
I'm not sure that they're really excited about developing this clock. I don't know. I guess I hate to be a conspiratory sort of guy, but I don't. This looks like just a way to get some cash in pocket. It's what it looks like to me. The clocks have got to cost about 8 cents a piece to make. So
Yeah, and I don't see how it betters anything. I mean, a lot of things that we talk about in the segment kind of solve a problem or just pretty cool in general, like the light on a bike and things like that.
Mhm.
This is just an alarm clock that you
it's a Saturday Night Live skit, is what it is.
that you can buy at Walmart. Oh, there's an app you can sync to it as well,
It's the ultimate alarm clock.
so that you can the ultimate alarm clock.
It's the alarming clock.
All right, so I have to ask this as part of the segment, and I know. Oh, I have to give you the number. So the number to get in at this
Okay.
WOLO, the early bird special, they got 244 left.
Well, you still have time.
You still got time. Early bird special. Take a gander, Greg.
Okay, I'll say $75.
All right, Matt. Did you see the answer already?
No.
Okay, take a guess. Early bird special. Get you one WOLO life reminder.
$50?
Excellent.
50.
$49.
49, good.
The $49 level will get you in at a WOLO life reminder. Only one though. Just Just one.
So if there's two people in the house.
Right. Then the other person doesn't know when they're going to die. Only you do. So, all right. I'll ask myself first. Conway, are you going to back it or not? Well, I can easily tell you that I am more than happy to not back it. Kawamura?
I'm not interested at all.
He says no.
Yes.
I can't imagine a better gag gift for the holidays next year. That would be the ultimate thing to watch somebody open. But at even early bird prices of $49, it's a little steep. You're not supposed to usually spend over $10, so I'm going to say no. That's it's an easy vote. It was either 0-3 or 3-0. Depends on how you like to look at it.
They're probably thinking,
Why you gotta be so rude? Don't you know I'm human too?
but let's be honest. I mean, this is just terrible. I got nothing.
It's just depressing is what it is. Why would you want to look at that and then wonder if it was right or not every single day?
Right. All right. Well, maybe we'll try next week for a better one. I just figured it would get the best reaction, and I got it. So.
Yeah, what's better than that? That was a great one.
That's right. All right. So, time to get into game time.
Game time.
Game mode. Here we go. I figure tech show, got to relate to tech, right? It's 2016, so it's time to elect a brand new president. So why not combine those and do a little game I like to call Hail to the Tech. So these are all presidential questions that will relate to technology. I'm sorry, Greg, you don't get to use your little up and down arrows this week.
That's why I got them into the game early, just to make sure that they were a part of it.
So we're gonna do the buzzer thing. The buzzer is your name. So Matt, go ahead, practice your buzzer.
Matt.
Good. And Greg, go ahead, practice your buzzer.
Greg.
All right. So Matt, you have to give a little delay because of the Google Hangout that we're in, but that won't be hard because you're not going to get any of these anyways.
Very good.
So I think Greg will be okay. All right. We got 7 questions.
So these are about tech, or these are about presidents?
These are about presidents related to tech.
Okay.
You ready?
Multiple choice?
Multiple choice, because
Okay.
I'm a nice guy.
That's
All right.
Well, you don't give us a multiple choice when we play your games.
Or give you an over-under number. You have a 50-50 chance.
So rude.
All right, here we go. Question number 1. Who was the first president to make a TV political ad? Okay.
Greg.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
This isn't fair. He was alive for this.
I mean, Greg, if you want to go
Oh,
ahead.
that's all right. Let's see what you got. Do you want me to just guess before and see
If
if I
you
get
want
it right?
to, I mean, you'll
All
lose.
right.
If you get it.
That's all right. I don't mind. Just because I was a little bit over exuberant there. So I will say that the answer to that question is Richard M. Nixon. That's my answer. All right.
All right. Wasn't even a choice. Here we go. Matt, who was the first president to make a TV political ad? A, President Truman. B, President Eisenhower. C, President Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Who was the first one?
President Truman, President Eisenhower, or President Franklin D. Roosevelt?
FDR.
FDR.
Eisenhower for me.
Answer is President Truman. 1948.
Wow.
1948. First political ad hit the air.
There's TV
President
in
Truman.
1948.
Black and white,
Impressive.
baby. Black and white.
Oh,
All right.
I didn't know that.
Question. You guys are off to a great start.
Great.
Greg, the buzzer
I-
works perfectly, so keep going.
I had 2 wrong answers.
You're off to a roll. You're off and running. All right, here we go. Question number 2. What president was the first to appear on TV? So the presidential address. Which was the first to appear on TV? A, President Truman. B, President Kennedy. C, President Roosevelt.
Matt.
Matt.
Roosevelt. Yeah.
That is correct. President
Nice.
Roosevelt was the first to make his presidential address live. Oh, no. Appear on TV. Sorry. Man, I gave that one away later in the thing. Anyways, to first appear on TV. All right, number 3. Who was the first president to have his photograph taken? A little Polaroid. Actually, it was before Polaroid, but picture taken. A, President Cleveland. B, President Lincoln. Or C, President Adams. That's John Quincy Adams.
Greg.
Matt.
Greg.
Matt's first.
Lincoln.
Okay.
No. Greg.
Cleveland.
The answer, President John Quincy Adams in 1843. Prior to that was drawings. 1843, first presidential photograph.
Huh.
Hot dang. All right, 1-0, Matt. Woo! We're rolling along. Who was the first president to have a telephone in the White House? Telephone in the White House, first president. A, President Hayes. B, President Grant. Or C, President Cleveland. Grover Cleveland.
Right.
President Hayes, President Grant, President Cleveland.
Greg.
First telephone in the White House. Greg.
I'll go Cleveland again on that. He was late 1800s guy.
What two are left?
You got President Hayes or President Grant?
Grant.
The answer, President Hayes, 1877.
My problem?
1870.
Have no idea when these presidents were presidents. That's clearly the problem. I'm sitting here doing this in my head thinking, oh, yeah, it's probably in the late 1800s. Well, sure enough, I had no idea that Hayes was president in the late 1800s.
The late 1800s, so. All right, these next
Cleveland is not doing me any favors out here.
not so much. These next 3 are modern ones, modern-ish. At least the 1900s, put it that way.
Oh, boy.
Question number 5. What is the official White House Twitter handle? What is the official White House Twitter handle? Is it A, at White House, B, at U.S. White House, C, at W House?
Matt.
Matt,
B.
at U.S. White House?
Yes.
Greg, that leaves at
I
A,
know what it
at-
leaves. What it leaves me is in the position to pick the only wrong answer available of 2. So I think I'll go ahead and probably do that and say C at W House.
I thought that'd be an easy
They
one.
really
It's
have
at White House.
I would
They
have
have
thought someone
at
would have taken
White
that.
House.
Huh.
All right. Well, here we go.
Good job, Greg.
Question. Question number 6. Matt still leads 1-0. Number 6. What? This is a hard game. I'm not gonna lie. When I was researching it, I would have no idea what any of these answers are, except for the Twitter one. Would have got that one. Question number 6. What president first used the radio to broadcast his presidential address? Using the radio to broadcast presidential address. Is it A, President Coolidge, B, President Truman, or C, President Wilson?
I'll wait for Greg.
All right, Greg.
Greg. Fire away, Greg.
I'm going Coolidge. Calvin.
No!
That is correct. 1923. That happened. All right. Unlike Matt's scoring, mine is fair. Everyone is worth 1 point.
So I'm back to even with the 2 wrong answers on the first one. I'm at 0 now, or
You don't get any points taken away. I'm not.
All right.
Here we go. Question number 7 brings us to the very modern era, the 2000s.
Ooh.
You're welcome. Question number 7. What president used email for the first time? A. I thought you guys were going to just buzz it in because you knew the answer. A. President George H.W. Bush, B. President Clinton, or C. President George W. Bush?
Now,
got
did you really mean 2000s? If you do, you've eliminated Clinton.
Okay, late 90s.
I'm so confused now. I don't know if that helped me or confused me.
I'm going Clinton.
You didn't buzz
You didn't
in,
buzz in.
damn it.
Greg.
Greg.
I'll say Clinton.
President Clinton was the first to use email for the first time in office. You think it was Clinton at whitehouse.com?
Is that like bonus half point or something? What are we doing?
That is correct. President Clinton was the first to use email for the first time in the White House. Meaning, Greg's a smart one this week. 2-1 wins Hail to the Tech. That was a tough game, not gonna lie. Tough one.
You could have really smoked me out if you just would have put Grover Cleveland in on every one of them because I would have guessed it.
That's true. I should have done that. Gosh, wasn't thinking. So there you go. Presidential election. Talk about some tech.
Tech talk.
So from Hail to the Tech to
What's trending?
What's trending?
so this weekend, Sunday, and Greg already saw this clip, and I think Matt, have you seen it?
Yes.
Matt has seen it. So it's really just to get out to the masses, really, in general. So this weekend, Fox decided to continue the trend of producing live musicals. NBC did it with, what did NBC do? Peter Pan, and then they also did it with, what's the Wizard of Oz, but the other one?
Yeah, the Wiz.
The Wiz, right. Did it with the Wiz, and so Fox wanted to get in the game, and they did it to Grease Lightning, so it was Grease Live. Well, no one really knows what behind the scene looks like, so here's a video trending on Facebook this week of the associate director directing the number Grease Lightning. Take a listen.
Grease lightning! Grease lightning!
Shot 1, 3 bars. 2, 3, 2, 3, 4 shot 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 shot 3, 2 bars. 2, 2, 3, 4 shot 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 shot 5, 1, 2, 3 shot 6, 3 bars. 2, 3, 2, 3, 4 shot 7, 2 bars. 2, 2, 3, 4 shot 8, 2 bars, 1 beat. 2, 2, 3, 4, 1 shot 9, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 12, 3, 4, 1, 13. 2 bars, 3 beats. 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 14. 5 bars, 3 beats. 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, A, 2 bars. 2, 2, 3, 4, B. 5 bars, 2 beats. 2, 3, 4. Doors. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Whip. 4 bars. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 16, 2, 3, 17, 2 bars, 3 beats. 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 18, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 19, 8 bars. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, go. 8, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 20, 2 bars, 2 beats. 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 21, 2, 3, 4, 22, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, A, 1, 2, 3, 4, B, 2 bars. 2, 2, 3, 4, 23, 2, 3, 4, 1, 24, 2 bars, 1 beat. 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 26, 3 bars. 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 27, 2, 3, 4, 28, 2, 3, 4, 29, 4 bars, 1 beat. 2, go. 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 30, 3, 4, 1, 31, 1, 2, 3, 4, 32, 3 bars, 1 beat. 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 33, 4 bars. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 34, 4 bars. 2, Go. 4, 2, 3, 4, 35, 7.
I'm just saying you got to know how to count to 4.
Conolay, would you help explain a couple of things, being a director and technical director yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you were just listening to that,
Right.
there are a handful of elements that are going on there, and I certainly understand, at least some of it.
Right.
Obviously, the counting is that they are literally cutting to the beat, and so she's counting through all of these the bars in the song to get people through it. Now, there's a combination of numbers that run all the way from 1 to about 24.
Right.
That she's using. And then there's A's and B's, and maybe a C or two or whatever, and then she counts out the bars. So that's kind of what she was using. But beyond the counting, the 2, 2, 3, 4s, the bar counts, what do the other ones mean?
Well, the whip, I love that one. That's my favorite.
That was a nice shot. That was a shot. Yeah, that sweeping shot. You could see it if you were watching it, right?
Matt tried to be hip and cool and say the nay-nay.
Oh, God, that was funny. Congratulations. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, here you go. That's for you.
Greg is giving Matt the green arrow up. So kind of what you heard was the associate director of the show, so not the main director of the show. And so the idea of the associate director is to take the camera blocking, and camera blocking is just the director going to each camera person and figuring out where they need to be in what part of the song. He writes it all out, and then the associate director is kind of the one that counts the beats and says 2, 5, etc., etc. And so you only heard that voice on the production line, that recording. So I don't know if the director is actually the one who's saying take 1, take 4. But the random numbers you heard within that when it wasn't 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2.
Right.
When it wasn't that, when you heard random numbers like 22, 24, A, B, those are the different cameras they were going to. So she was counting. When she said 5 bars, it means we were going to stay on camera 2 for 5 bars, and she counted 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 7, and the 7 was the next camera shot we were going to. And then the technical director, or the person who was pushing buttons to actually put the cameras up, was the actual one who was hitting 7 to put camera 7. Then she would count another, and she would say 2 bars, and so we stay on camera 7 for 2 bars. Then she'd say A, and then count that. So the random numbers in there were the different cameras that they were going to throughout the show.
So you're saying you think they had 23 cameras on that of choices to make, or was that the line in the script that she was at, that we're at the 23 block, and in the 23 block we're going to use camera 4?
I think if I had to guess and know that they were spread out over the whole lot, and so I think they used like 7 or 8 different sets. And so if each set had 4 cameras and you have 7 sets, it's 28 cameras total. So I think those were camera numbers, not specifically that set had 24 cameras.
That's smart. Okay. Yeah.
There was 28 cameras or so, and so that set was set to 22, 23, A, B, and whatnot. If I had to guess kind of what was happening. But
anyway,
I think throwing in random numbers that were just like lines, I don't think would be helpful to camera people. So.
No, not really, but it might be to the director if they were kind of half. It just depended on whether or not it was kind of script numbers or cameras. But I think your thought makes the most sense. Anyway, that was really interesting.
I thought that was just cool.
Yeah.
Props to her and props to Fox for producing live television. I love it. And that's this week's What's Trending.
What's trending?
That was a little Facebook video she posted. So she GoPro'd it and posted it herself. So.
Yeah, it worked out great. Yeah. All right, we've stumbled into rants and raves this week. It looks like.
All right, rants and raves. Who wants to tackle theirs first?
I will if you want. I don't have to.
Greg,
go ahead.
Matt,
I have like a rant rave.
Matt doesn't know.
It's
Matt
more
doesn't know.
advice than it is anything.
All right. Well, I'll start.
Go.
So. This past weekend, Sunday afternoon, I turn on ESPN.
Oh no!
It was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon on the West Coast. That means it was 7 o'clock on the East Coast. And what do I see? The world famous NFL Pro Bowl in the beautiful islands of Oahu, at Aloha Stadium. And what do I see? Empty chairs. I'm not going to blame the island of Oahu because I know the tickets are expensive. But knowing that you complain when the Pro Bowl isn't in Hawaii, it was in Florida for 2 years, and you just complained about not having the Pro Bowl. Boom, you get the Pro Bowl back. You turn on ESPN, there's a bunch of freaking empty seats. And not even like the upper empty seats. The empty seats in the bottom of the bowl. Empty. That's my one rant. I'm going to go on because I don't think it's Hawaii's fault. Number 2, hate the All-Star game. Think the Pro Bowl is stupid, should be done away with, or figured out another way to make it more attractive to watch. So NFL, you have to figure that crap out. And 3, ESPN broadcast is just terrible. Rico, Gruden, terrible, awful.
Do you always dislike the Tirico Gruden broadcast, or is it just for things like that?
Yeah, I can't stand it.
Okay, so they can't win with that one.
No, they can't win with that
Yeah.
one. So you're gone with that one. But, I mean, the Pro Bowl, I mean, I think all All-Star, I don't know of one All-Star game I like to watch. Maybe baseball. I think I like the All-Star game in baseball. But all in all, I'm not a fan of All-Star games.
That's interesting. Baseball is the one that turned it into a game that's meaningful. It means home field advantage for the finals, and a lot of the people, of course, who are in the game, because you're mixing fans telling you who should be in the All-Star game, and then you make it have a giant impact on the players whose job it is to try to win a world championship. And so people inside the game tend to poo-poo that and just can't wait for it to go away because it just doesn't make a lot of sense giving somebody an advantage when it was fans that voted them in. So it's an odd thing. It is difficult, and football is tied into that same thing that baseball was. The very reason that they changed that is because everybody was just apathetic to the thing. They stopped going and stopped caring, and players just go out there and goof off. It's difficult because they're really, you're right, they're meaningless.
Meaningless.
It is really hard to find meaning in those all-star games. I don't care what sport it is. The hockey had a huge to-do about that. Mm-hmm. Just recently, because the fans voted in an enforcer, and then the league went ahead and just had the teams. They traded the guy away and put him in a minor league contract, thinking that he wouldn't make it to the All-Star game. Well, the fans said, "Forget it. We want this guy." And he went there and he scored like 3 goals in the All-Star game. So it's all over sports. You're right.
Yeah. So, one part of my rant is the NFL and All-Star games sucking in general, and 2. The people of Hawaii, if you're going to complain about not having the Pro Bowl, then you get the Pro Bowl back 2 years later.
You got to go.
At least go. I mean, I know it's expensive, but you complained about it. You said how important this game was for the economy. You wanted to show off Hawaii, etc., etc. Boom, you come on ESPN, nothing. Zippo, 0. Well, the worst was, the first thing they came up to was the pre-concert thing, which no one ever goes to. But it was like no one was there. It didn't get much better for the game. But the pre-concert thing, no one. Zippo.
It just needs to cost $8 to go to that thing.
That's what
if
I'm
you
saying.
really want to make it about the fans,
right?
It just has to be. It's got to be way more worth my time to go than to sit on my butt and watch it at home.
Yeah. So I think my rant is both Hawaii and the NFL to like figure this out. If you're gonna play it, make it worth something, and have people go.
Yeah.
That's mine. Boom.
I'll go.
Go.
So I don't know if this is a rant or a rave. I'm going to say it's half and half. Yeah, it's half and half. There we go.
All right.
So Sling TV's, so Goldman Sachs did some Q3 estimates off of Sling TV, and they're putting their estimates for subscribers somewhere like 394,000. Anyway, according to Goldman Sachs, by the end of 2016, they're estimating that Sling TV will have 2 million subscribers, which is a lot. That is my rave, is that Sling TV has gained the attention of people, and they are expected to do very well this year.
I don't think it'll last.
Well, that's your
Sling
opinion.
TV is just another version of linear TV.
Well,
just cheaper.
Yeah. But
yeah. Once these apps and channels figure out, hey, I'm going to put myself in the Roku, there goes the Sling model.
But that's going to take some time. And in the interim, I think Sling TV fills a very nice
Nope, don't think so.
Fills in very nicely. Goldman Sachs is also estimating that Dish Network is going to lose almost 750,000 subscribers this year. So hopefully some of those people move to Sling. Anyway, my rant
Anyways.
is that in its current form, Sling TV, in my mind, there's no way they can support 2 million subscribers. Their network is just absolutely going to fall apart. Their building is going to catch on fire.
See? That's
and
why.
they will fall off the face of the earth. They're getting better.
Sorry.
But yeah, there's no way they can do 2 million subscribers. So I'm really hoping that someone at Dish sees that and says, hey, we should invest some more money into this. If not, I can guarantee you that by the end of 2016, I'm going to be canceling my Sling TV because it's going to suck so badly. Yeah.
Then there goes those 200 million people you think will be there.
2 million.
2 million people.
Just wait.
Owie.
They're coming.
All right, Greg. Wrap up the rant segment with your rant, my friend.
Short rant. It does piggyback a bit on one that you mentioned early in the show, and that was Amazon insisting after there was news leaking out about Amazon having an app available on the Apple TV, which we also discussed. And I am an Amazon Prime and Amazon Video subscriber and user and watcher thereof. However, by not putting it on the Apple TV, or I suppose, is it not any of them, or does Roku have it?
Roku has it.
Roku does have it.
Good. Though.
Okay.
What do you mean it's not very good? It works.
It's clunky.
It works.
That's the Roku system, though. You can't blame the app. That's just Roku in general. Sorry, we're interrupting your rant. Go on.
Well, I was in the middle of your rant as well, but I just don't understand. I understand what they're doing, but to stand in the way of having so many more people access that, with the thoughts that many people are going to buy their Fire TV, I just think is ludicrous. I understand it's their business, and they've decided to get into hardware at the same time they're into software, but I think they should just stay with offering the service of delivering other people's stuff rather than delivering their own. And that app works just fine. It works fine if you just bring it up, on your computer and whatnot. So the whole thing works and it plays back video just fine. But it's just really disturbing to have to AirPlay something that's holding so much content so that they can try to beat out somebody who clearly is way down the track from them on that. I just don't understand it.
I think Amazon in general just needs to stop with hardware. Like, just stop.
Yeah.
You did Kindle. Keep the Kindle going. People love the Kindle.
Kindle's great.
Great. But just stop with the stick. Stop with the Fire TV. Just stick to books, shopping, and the Kindle.
Don't make phones. Just stay away from that stuff.
That was the worst.
So that's my short rant. Yeah, I'm bummed out about that.
That was a good rant and rave section. Oh, Matt's got more.
No, did you know that you can't buy an Apple TV or a Chromecast on Amazon?
Really?
Oh, yeah, we looked that up today or yesterday. One of the two we were.
For it, it'll give you a bar at the top that says, like set-top streaming boxes. You click on it, you can get a Roku or Apple or
Fire TV.
Amazon stuff.
Yeah.
But they will not sell you a Chromecast or an Apple TV.
Again. That's what you mix with the hardware in there and the competition, and then they're not offering stuff that they should for sale, and that was their whole business.
Yep.
Still
bad move.
And they're opening bookstores
and malls. A lot of them.
Oh. All right.
I don't think that worked too well for Borders, didn't it?
They're just going to put the sign right over the Borders. Just plop it right there.
Yeah.
Should we put a little bow on the show here, Greg?
Yeah. Are you going to play music, or do you want me to just do this cold turkey here? There, that's good. All right, we're closing the book on another episode of the Bandwidth Boys podcast. Thanks for joining us. If you missed it live, you can download it and listen to our podcast using iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app. And if you subscribe, what's that?
Like an Apple TV.
Like an Apple TV. And if you subscribe, you'll get our daily tech updates as well, the Bandwidth Boys Quick Hits.
Bandwidth Boys Podcast. Facebook, Bandwidth Boys Podcast. Twitter, @GMK Podcast. Web, bandwidthboys.com. Bandwidth Boys Podcast.
All right, with that, I'm Greg.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Connolly.
All right, we'll talk to you next time. Same place, same time, same old shenanigans. It's not always the same time it's usually the same place.
Sunday.
But it is always the same old shenanigans. It's right here on the Bandwidth Boys podcast. Keep on teching on.